The leadership must come from all of us. Just as we have a responsibility to stand firmly against racism, sexism, homophobia, ethnic chauvinism, tribalism, and discrimination, all leaders must demonstrate to the South African people that we are here to work for them and not for ourselves. We must demonstrate that we are the servants of our people. In 1994, we achieved a democratic breakthrough that many believed impossible and took those important first steps towards reconciliation between the various races in our country. As this Parliament, we must hold firm to the principles that underpin the founding values of our democratic country. We must not allow our work to be derailed by sowers of disunity. The name-calling, race-baiting, and ethnic chauvinism we have seen in the course of this debate has been regrettable. Minister Mackenzie has challenged us to as a government and as a society to address the national question. This, I believe, is vital if we are to proceed to build a united nation. Not only do we need to have frank and honest conversations about how race continues to define the prospects of our people, but we need to pursue policies that resolve these contradictions in our economy and society. Honorable Sangoni Diko was clear in saying non-racialism is fundamental to the struggle for a free and equal society. Non-racialism is not a concession. It is not an act of charity. It is something that we must continue to build so that we can achieve a South Africa that truly belongs to all who live in it. The task of building a non-racial society and a non-sexist society requires that we remove the material barriers that apartheid created to divide South Africans. This is why we have placed the task of inclusive growth and job creation at the center of the work of this administration. That is why we have stressed the relationship between growth and transformation. To undertake the necessary redistribution of wealth and opportunity, we do need an economy that grows and thrives. And to achieve growth, we need to mobilize capabilities, resources, and efforts of all South Africa's people. In South Africa, growth and transformation are two sides of the same coin. We cannot achieve one without the other. We should therefore not dismiss the vital importance of ensuring that, yes, we take measures that will benefit all the people of South Africa. It is important that we should not allow ourselves to be led into the false choice between policies that are supposedly pro-business or pro-worker. We stand for inclusive growth that creates employment and that enables businesses to emerge, to grow, and to achieve sustainable returns, be they privately owned businesses or state-owned businesses. We agree with Deputy Minister Hendricks that the private sector needs to take on the responsibility of opening up opportunities for unemployed South Africans, and we have insisted that employment creation must be one of the pillars of our partnership with business. We have seen the impact of the Youth Employment Service, which we established some time ago together with the private sector, and which has created tens and tens of thousands of opportunities for young people, many of which opportunities have now translated into permanent, decent jobs. We appreciate the value and the necessity of public programs that create work and livelihood opportunities. Minister Mantashe is right that if we are to meaningfully address the unemployment crisis, we will have to focus on the lower end of the labor market where mass employment is required. This is where we need to place most of our focus on, because many of the people who are unemployed are those who are at the lower end of the labor market. Honorable Shivambu says we are living in an alternative reality when it comes to job creation. For a taste of reality, he could visit some of the 23,000 schools across the country where more than 1 million school assistants have made a tangible difference in improving learning outcomes, supporting curriculum delivery, and improving classroom environment. As a person who is so well educated, who is also reading for his PhD, he will find it very useful just to go to some of the schools so that he can see what these young people are doing. We deployed these young people during COVID to go and assist in schools, and they did not have an experience in the world of work. As they were deployed, they started demonstrating their capability. They started showing how tech-savvy they are. They assisted older teachers in our various schools. And unlike some in this house, we see the economic and social value of the work and livelihood support that has been made possible by mass public employment programs. We see the impact of the 188,000 agricultural input vouchers that have been issued to small-scale farmers to expand their production and support food security. As Minister Nyoncho says, we need to act with more resolve, more resources, and more emphasis to correct the historic injustice of land dispossession and provide people with access to land and the means to work it. We see the vital importance of the initiatives described by Premier Lessufi to provide finance, skills, technology, and infrastructure to grow township economies and create jobs. Minister Stella Ndabeni will be focusing more intently on what we need to do to support small and medium enterprises, particularly in rural areas and in the townships. 30 years ago, honorable members, at the summit of the Organization of African Unity, the forerunner of the African Union, our nation's founding father, Nelson Mandela, said, Africa shed her blood and surrendered the lives of her children so that all her children could be free. He continued to say, 1,000,000 times she put her hand to the plow that has now dug up the encrusted burden of oppression accumulated for centuries, close quotes. As this administration